Alright, this is the Kinematics lab. The first thing we're going to do is get associated with the equipment and procedures we're going to be doing throughout this lab. So the whole idea behind this lab is we are going to be measuring those four conditions of motion: the time, position, velocity, and acceleration. Now, to get the time, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the photo gates. So we're going to roll the marble down this ramp. This will give us the time it takes that marble to roll in between these photo gates. And the measuring stick right here on the actual ramp will give us that displacement in between those photo gates. So let's get acquainted with some of the equipment that we are going to be using. So like I said, we're going to be using the photo gate. Now when you first turn it on, you want to make sure that this is on interval and both of these lights are turned on, right? If one of them's not, it's not going to give you that correct reading. So what happens is we just want to make sure it's set up like this, and when this first photo gate is cut, we'll notice that the photo gate is going to be counting up, and then when this second photo gate is tripped, then it stops. Then you can hit reset and that'll set it up for another trial. So another piece of equipment we're going to be using, the calipers. So these are the calipers. Now this is going to be used to measure the diameter of each of these spheres. So what we're going to do is notice that when it's all the way shut, well, that's going to be at 0. We're looking at the far left line here. Notice that these two lines are lined up, and we're looking at the bottom row. That's the metric side. We want it in centimeters. So notice that as I use this wheel, I can change that, and if I put it on, let's just say 2 centimeters right there, well, I know that the distance in between these are going to be 2 centimeters. So the last piece of equipment that we are going to use is a scale. So what I'm going to do is we're going to be measuring the mass of 5 different marbles. Now you can see here the marbles, they're going to sort of roll off, and it's going to be kind of hard to get an accurate measurement. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a weigh boat or something to do that. Now notice that it's going to give you the mass of that weigh boat. All I have to do is hit 0 and it doesn't count that weigh boat. Now anything that I put into this, it's going to give me the mass of. So this is the setup, these are the equipment that we're going to be using for the Kinematics lab. First part of the Kinematics lab is going to be testing to see whether the diameter of the object versus and the mass of the object could affect the time that it's going to take to get from this photo gate to this photo gate. So the first thing we want to do is we want to find the angle of the ramp. The angle of the ramp, and that's going to be written down, it's going to be 12.6 degrees. Now the displacement between these two is going to be 0.70 meters. That's going to be our delta x. So there's going to be 5 different spheres, marbles, that we're going to be finding the diameter and the mass of, then running 3 different time trials to see if it makes a difference. So the first marble is going to be the small metal marble. Then we're going to have a large metal marble. Then we're going to have a small glass marble, large plastic marble, and a large rubber ball. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down order. I'm going to look at the small metal marble. I am going to find the diameter of it using my calipers. Then I'm going to find the mass of it using that digital scale. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the diameter of the large metal marble. Then I'm going to find the mass of the large metal marble. Then I'm going to find the diameter of the small glass marble. Then I'm going to find the mass of the small glass marble. Next up is the large plastic marble. I'm going to find the diameter of the large plastic marble. Then I'm going to find the mass of the large plastic marble. Lastly, I'm going to find the diameter of that rubber ball. Then I'm going to find the mass of the rubber ball. Alright, so now that I have the diameter and I have the mass of all the different objects, I'm just going to run 3 time trials for each of the objects. So the first up, I'm going to do the small metal marble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this little plastic ruler in front of the photo gate like this. So that way I ensure that I'm going to start that object right before the photo gate, and I start it from the exact same spot every single time. So this is going to be time trial 1. This is going to be time trial 2. This is going to be time trial 3. Then I can find the average of those 3 rolls. The next up, I'm going to do the large metal marble. I'm going to have the same setup here. This is time trial 1 for the large metal marble. This is time trial 2 for the large metal marble. This is going to be time trial 3 for the large metal marble. Next up is going to be the small glass marble. This is time trial 1 for the small glass marble. This is time trial 2 for the small glass marble. And this is going to be time trial 3 for the small glass marble. Next up, we're going to be doing the large plastic marble. This is time trial 1 for the large plastic marble. Time trial 2 for the large plastic marble. This is time trial 3 for the large plastic marble. Lastly, I'm going to run the time trials for that rubber ball. This is time trial 1 for the rubber ball. This is time trial 2 for the large rubber ball. This is time trial 3 for the large rubber ball. Okay. So now that we've done all the time trials, you can find the average of all those times, and we'll be able to see whether the diameter or the mass affect the time that it takes to get from this photo gate to this photo gate.